Welcome into the show. This is our inaugural edition of the Uncharted Horizons cast. We're hoping that this is going to cover all kinds of different topics like gaming and nerdy stuff and pop culture, movies, all that stuff. But we figured it kind of made sense to start with something kind of easy-ish, sort of not the hardest concept, but at least to sort of start talking and give input and whatnot. So yeah, if you want to sort of kind of give us a little bit of a breakdown here with what we're doing.
Yeah, so today we are ranking, what is there, 100 games?
So there's 64 games total.
64
No.
Nope.
It's 60. Yeah, it's 64. It's 64. Sorry, 64
Yeah,
games
64
total.
games
Awesome.
using IGN's list that they pulled together somehow. They probably used Metacritic or something. But we're randomly generated a bracket style, so that's how we're going to go through them all.
Yeah, so we took IGN's top 64 bracket and all the matchups that people voted on, which I think was what they did. I think it was like a voting, and then fans kind of voted stuff in. And the only difference that we did was we scrambled the matchups so that we weren't just looking at it and super biased or whatever. So we scrambled the matchups, but everything else is going to be the same. And there may be some that we universally agree on, and there may be some that we don't. In which case,
probably
it may happen. It may not happen in this one. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, we should probably get into it with the first games and stuff. So let me put the flashy little title. I keep hearing myself echo, but I don't know. I don't think that's me. It might just be the output on your phone, maybe? Is it possible? Or do you just have the sound on your laptop?
I don't have the sound. I don't think I do. No, I muted it in case it was on.
Okay. I don't hear it anymore, so it went away.
There should be no echo.
Best game of all time. And this is...
Well, now I can't hear you at all.
That's fair, because I cut to the title screen for a second. So, best game of all time, in no way legally binding. And also, this list was what, late 2021? So there does
yeah, it's fairly recent.
There's the possibility of recency bias, I think, with this, because if you look at some of the games that won, specifically I love God of War. I'm more than halfway done with it. It's great, but to call it the best game of all time is a little bit of a stretch, I think, and it does seem like some of it may have been recency bias. So
I think that's a fair judgment.
You think it's a fair judgment? Listen, I'm not. I love the game. Best game of all time is a very strong statement when Peppa Pig is available.
You gotta finish. You can't talk about it without finishing the game first.
I mean, the game's great, but we'll get to it. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring up the brackets one at a time, talk a little bit about each game, go back and forth, and then move on to the next one. I think we're gonna do 32 tonight, and do the other 32 in the next one. And then,
yeah, we'll try to get through half, seeing how fast it goes.
I think we could definitely do at least half. I didn't prepare graphics for the other half, so I'm fairly confident that doing half is going to be the way to go. So Roy said the viewers have a say in it. So I think if we tie break, that would probably be good to throw it to people that are watching.
Or if it's games that we don't really have an opinion on,
which may come up a lot more in the second one than this one, because from obviously I had to edit the stuff, so I'm relatively certain that most of this either of us have played, and Skyrim's probably going to be a lock for you, but yeah, so I think we'll go there, and I know I have some friends too that we're going to tune in at some point, so if people join in and want to give input on it or whatever, we can definitely go to the crap. Well, I guess let's just get into it then. You have no idea.
Oh, thanks for the sub, Roy. I don't. I have no idea how you randomized this.
So which was kind of the intent, but I also don't remember exactly how I randomized it. So let's just hope everything works. And yeah, I'm just gonna go and pull up the first game. So we've got The Sims 3 on the left, in the left-hand corner. Can't say I'm a huge Sims fan. I know it's the rage. I've played it. It's kind of fun, but I feel like it's also
so fun,
questionable to be in this conversation, but that's fine. Versus Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Easily one of my favorite, it's one of my favorite, variety games ever. So, that, right off the bat, I'm okay, these two side by side are going to be tough.
I think it's pretty clear-cut Mario Kart.
Yeah, though. I have to say I agree entirely. I feel like Sims is cool, but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is probably the best racing. Crash Team Racing is good. I love Double Dash on GameCube, easily one of my favorites, but like to even pretend that Double Dash is better than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is just silly. So I'm pretty universal on this one. I don't think it's that much of a debate. I just think Mario
No,
Kart
I
is the better
really
game.
like Sims 3. Sims 3 is definitely better than Sims 4. Um, yeah, I mean they're really great at what they do. It's pretty much the only game that's like that out there as far as like how deep the level of like interaction can go with a life sim like that, but it has to be Mario Kart.
Yeah, it's just
There's no way it's not Mario
I
Kart.
think on the original IGN bracket, Sims was oh god, I can't speak today. Sims was actually up against something completely different. And it's funny because I was actually looking at the bracket to just sort of like compare because this matchup ended up being really, really lopsided for this particular one. Yeah, originally the Sims was up against I think it was Dishonored, which I just think you
Oh,
would have had a
Jesus.
much easier argument to go with the Sims in that case.
Oh
But
yeah.
but all right, so we're going with Mario Kart 8 as the winner. I'm gonna note that so that we can move it on to our next bracket after when we like set up the next round of brackets. So that is gonna move us on to the next one. So yeah, Mario Kart 8 is the winner. Pretty standard. Uh, that one. So let's move on to the next one. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more.
That's no, this is very hard now. This quickly became very difficult.
So hold on a second, because this is not. I didn't move to the other game yet. So we've got.
You did on my screen. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I
you
messed up
just
the
skipped one
order. I
now.
messed up the
Okay.
order
All
because
right.
I. Okay, we got Bioshock on one side. Uh, classic. Never finished it though,
The
and I have
goat.
heard that not finishing Bioshock means it's hard to fully grasp how good Bioshock is.
This
Um,
is yeah, this is one where I haven't played either games. I know way more about World of Warcraft than I do about BioShock. I only
really,
played BioShock Infinite and I didn't finish because I didn't like it. Um,
really.
I do want to go back to it though because I didn't give Infinite a fair shot.
Uh,
I didn't like how sandboxy, like how closed in it was. I was expecting something different, but I know way more about World of Warcraft, but yeah, this is one that I probably wouldn't be able to vote on just because I haven't actually spent any time with either of them. I would say it's World of Warcraft that should win just because I know how big that is for people.
mhm.
And I think it has a much larger fan base and means way more to games than Bioshock does, but
Yeah, I mean, I played World of Warcraft when I was in like eighth grade. I can't say I've played it much since. Like, I like Blizzard. Well, some of their games, not their company. But that's a different discussion for another day. I think yeah, I think in terms of like greatest game of all time and like how long World of Warcraft has been around and staying power and everything, it's pretty much that. But at the same time, like I don't know, Bioshock was really enjoyable for what I played of it. I just think it may be more of a niche kind of game. If I had to like, you told me like I'm gonna go play one or the other right now, like where let's just pick up and play. I'm gonna go Bioshock, but that may be unfair to WoW because it's like an MMO and there's a lot more
yeah.
involved with it. So I'm gonna lean WoW just because of like the historical significance of it and like it's obviously still constantly evolving. I think it had like 25, 30 million players at one point, like at its peak. I just think it's more relevant to gaming as a whole, and we'll probably I don't know, who knows how long it'll be around. I mean, we moved to a different model where like games are
You
not
marked them
repetitive.
both winners.
Yeah, you know what I did because I'm silly and I accidentally hit the wrong key. But games are not like we're moving away from that model. I think of games being like pay to play. And I'm pretty sure WoW still has a subscription service where it's like $20 a month or something, which like
Hmm.
sucks like moving forward in terms of like people wanting to get into the game. But if we're just looking at it from like a historical perspective, yeah, I think WoW is definitely the safe bet here. So yeah, all right. I'll notate that one, and we will move on to the next one, which is let's see. We've got Goldeneye on one side, which has a reputation for sure, and then we've got Starcraft on the other. So this is an interesting one because Starcraft is obviously huge, specifically Starcraft 2, but like the original Starcraft is definitely on is it fair to say it's on the level of WoW in terms of like significance? Kinda. Especially
I
in
have
like
no opinion about either of these
really. Have you never
at
played
all.
GoldenEye?
Oh no. You know how old I am?
Yeah, I mean you're not that much younger than me. I feel like thanks to everyone who just tuned in by the way. As you're joining us, we're going through the best games of all time here. GoldenEye is so the N64 GoldenEye. I will say I never played when it came out or anything like that. I didn't have. I was like I'm. I'm a little older for that, but I do remember playing it when I had an N64, like, in general later. And then they remade it on Xbox 360 in, like, 2008. So it was definitely, like, an option to play. It's a pretty significant game for its time. It just doesn't hold up well. But
Yeah, I've heard. I know both are pretty
it was fun. Like,
relevant.
I lean Goldeneye here because of like what it spawned in terms of like future like it really not like Doom started the whole FPS thing, but GoldenEye like really built upon the whole idea of like the multiplayer kind of like, you know, element of it. And on N64, I think that was like one of the first shooters you could actually like sit down and play with 4 people, which is like significant and just was fun. It does not hold up well. The Xbox 360 one is okay, but it's significantly outclassed now. Um, Starcraft, again, I haven't had a lot of hands-on experience with Starcraft, so I can't say much beyond what I sort of read about and researched a little bit before we started doing this, just so I would have, you know, some idea. It's an RTS. It's definitely one of the most significant RTSs ever, and probably still has like millions of players. I think in Asian countries specifically, like it's hugely popular over there still. Korea, South Korea, whatever. But I lean GoldenEye here if I had to pick one, even though I acknowledge that it does not hold up well. But I will await your opinion, or we could give it a second and throw it to the audience and see if anyone has some, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we can see. I don't know how many people are gonna comment that, but
Roy seems
Roy
to have
seems like on
indicated
007.
007. I do think that neither game is like, I would not have any real interest in playing either. The slaps were worth it.
Yeah, I feel.
hmm.
I don't know. I feel like I've heard more about GoldenEye as far as like being a classic that people talk about.
Yeah,
Starcraft was revolutionary, though. Well, now
this is OG PC
this is
versus
OG PC
console.
versus True.
True. It is. I think
That means
GoldenEye.
I would.
This is tough.
What type of game is Starcraft? You said.
It's an RTS, like a real time strategy game, sort of like
I would probably have enjoyed GoldenEye more, but I don't know.
GoldenEye is fun. Starcraft has tournaments to this day. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, it's still really popular. Like, people still play it a ton.
I can't figure out how to make a poll in my chat, so that's just not gonna happen. But
we'll have to figure it out for like future instances. But I like for different topics and stuff. But I gotta go GoldenEye here. And it may be a bias. I think that it's just like a game that like was one of the first of its kind, and you could do all kinds of silly things. It had the golden gun. It was a lot of fun. It doesn't hold up super well now, and you could argue StarCraft does hold up better, but I personally am more of a fan of GoldenEye, at least based on my experience of the remaster and stuff. So that's where
I mean, it's like 2-1 for GoldenEye, just because I don't have a relevant opinion. And Roy said 007.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna go with then. We're gonna go with 007 as the winner for this one, and yeah, I mean it's not anything bad at Starcraft at all. He said Psych Super Judge WoW Master PC Race Day 1. Can't believe you don't have a PC, right?
Me? No.
Yeah. No, the other person. Yeah, no, you don't have a PC, but you definitely would like. There's like a billion games on Steam you'd probably enjoy.
Oh yeah, like, no, I want to. Yeah, after I get my office and shit set up, I'm trying to get a PC, like, ideally this Christmas, but we'll see. That's like high hopes. But so much shit to stream.
My friend just bought one, 1700, I think, like built from scratch PC. And I don't know, mine's like a year old, but it still works really well. I was honestly always a console person, and then like Steam came out, and like now it's like you can play so many more things, but like.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to play Sims 4.
Well, that's also true.
I didn't even let Sims win that round, but
that's true. Oh, you can't play Sims isn't on Xbox?
Console Sims is ass. I do play Sims on my Mac right now, and it runs. That's all I'll say. Doesn't run great, but it runs.
Mac notoriously does not run much of anything. Well,
yeah.
Other than like art programs and stuff. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one here. Civ 4. Now, this one is one of the 3 I mentioned to you before that I have not actually played. I did look into it. A couple of my friends are into like have played like Civ 6. I do think it's interesting that this one is even here.
You put up the next graphic just so people don't think we're comparing these two.
Yeah. So Civ 4, and then on the other side we got Witcher 3, which by all accounts, 10 out of 10 game. I've never heard a bad thing about it. I have not played it. I've seen it played. I love the card game there that they actually play in Gwent. Yeah, we've played it, like I think it was with one of the special editions. Like it comes with like physical versions.
Oh,
of the
that's
cards.
cool.
Like,
You played it in real life.
I've played it in real life, and obviously like, I've seen the Netflix show and the whole thing. I know it's an awesome game.
Witcher 3.
It's on my
Toss a
Toss a
coin.
coin. I like
There's no tossing needed.
No, this again. So I just wanted to I want to give Civ 6 like it is relevant and it is significant, but Civ 4. Sorry, I was dyslexic reading those backwards. But it's like a niche. Numerals. It's a niche audience. Like if you're like, hey, I want to like play a game where I'm like building an ancient civilization with friends and doing that for hours on end, or like I want to play a game with a great story and a badass main character that like is one of the best in its genre. I just think this one's not that close. Witcher's like up there with like Horizon on like the list of games I really want to play at some point, like, and experience as I try to like catch up on games that like I probably should have played 3 or 4 years ago. But I kind of play games out of order and or like abruptly stop playing them at times. So
yeah, that's how it was. But then the pandemic gave me a lot of free time to go back into my backlog. So
this is true.
No, yeah, I don't really think this is a competition either. I know what Civ is. I know enough to know I don't want to play it. Yeah, I think we're even if we did both play Civ, I think The Witcher is still always gonna win a matchup like this.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know. Yeah, definitely The Witcher. I have played some of The Witcher. Witcher is also a very large game, and I don't know what came out that made me stop playing it. So I do need to actually go back and like put way more time into The Witcher, but it's definitely my type of game.
It's also like 100 hours or something, start to finish, I think.
Yeah, that's probably why.
So he said, Lalo says, don't disrespect Civ. Listen, we're not disrespecting it.
Sorry.
I'm acknowledging that it's a great ancient.
It's a certain type of person's game.
It's a great ancient time RTS civilization builder. Like Roller Coaster Tycoon is a great theme park game, but I don't particularly want to.
That is a great game.
Roller Coaster Tycoon. So 6, yeah, no, I understand. There's 6 of them, and apparently
does Civ have a TV show?
Yes, I believe it's the History Channel, but I'm not 100% sure. I think there's a whole thing about that. I'm sure it's fine. It's just like how it's like I just did a quick Google search for Civ 4. It's got 9 out of 10. It's a great game. I'm not
I will give Civ a chance. Do they have it on? They have it on console, right?
I'm not sure if this one. I mean, probably. Although it might be PC only. Actually, I could be wrong on that. Lalo, you want to clarify? Because there's a yes, but I don't know when that synced up. Is Civ available on console?
I feel like if it's something where there's a lot of like, I would definitely be super into it if it's very narrative based, like what you're doing in the. I know it is to a point, but I don't know like how far that goes. But if it's like super narrative heavy, whereas like the things that I'm doing are giving me like choices and like text options, I'd probably be way more into it than it just being like what I picture Civ to be, is like that top down.
Right, and I think that's kind of what it is. I mean, I was just reading some of the reviews, and like, people say it's fun. Also, apparently, if you mod it, like if you get mods on PC to like play different ways and have different stuff, then it, could be more fun. But like you could say the same thing about like Skyrim, like the game itself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it looks like it's only on. Yeah, we gotta go Witcher on this. No disrespect to Civ. I mean, maybe we could live stream a joint playthrough of Civ 6 or Civ 4 at some point. Maybe that would be the way to go.
Watch it be like my favorite game of all time.
Yeah, you're like, you love it. You're like, this is great. All right, so
I honestly might. I'm not gonna say I won't. So we'll see.
All right, so we're gonna go Witcher for that one. Again, no disrespect to Civ. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. I'm sure, but it's not hitting here for us. I would choose Witcher.
No, so sorry. Okay.
After all of that nonsense that you... All right, that's fine. Next. Okay. We've got Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic against Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. This is possibly the worst one that we have yet. I'm very upset with this one.
I'm going to let you take the lead on this one. I'm just going to throw out a note. I have not played Fallout New Vegas, so I don't know too much about it.
Neither. If I have, it's very minimal. Oh yeah, both are winners. Let's just advance them both to the next round because
No,
I'm too
no.
stressed to figure this out.
I made the mistake of assigning the L and R key on the keyboard to what pops those graphics up.
This
So
is
when
an
I was
easy. Lala says is an easy one. There's no way.
no
I feel
way.
like, oh, Jesus. I've seen with the Knights of the Old Republic remake how like hype people are for that, and just like hearing how important that was to them. And I'm really upset I never played it because I would have
Wait. Hold on a
probably
second.
loved it.
You never played?
I haven't. No.
You're like the biggest Star Wars fan I know, and you've
I
never
know,
played
but
this?
like I was gonna wait for the remake, which now is indefinitely not coming out.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna have to go back. I don't know, I've never had like a good enough PC to be able to go back and play these things. Fallout is one of those things I got on Steam for like $1 once. I'm very upset. I don't want to pick either of these. Thanks for popping in.
Thank you. This is easy.
Very influential one. It inspired Mass Effect. That has to be Fallout, right?
I think so.
Gotcha.
I mean, Knights of the Old Republic is definitely a great game. I think I was excited for the remake too. I haven't played the game in so long. But just like a Star Wars RPG in general is really cool, and like the Star Wars world has so much potential.
But Fallout New
like
Vegas
that.
is like the
It's,
Fallout people talk about.
Well, Fallout 76, you know.
Yeah, the people that made New Vegas just made what, Outer Worlds, and that did really well too.
Outer Worlds was cool. Didn't play much of it, but my dad had actually played it. I watched him play
that still.
There's a billion
it's
games.
Star Wars.
I haven't played Fallen Order, which apparently is like a great Star Wars game to play.
Sad this matchup happened so early. I feel like these games both could have went really far.
We randomized it in the original matchups. I think Knights of the Republic was up against like maybe Journey or something like that.
That's still hard though. It's like another one that people that like have as their favorite game of all time.
The interesting part about Journey, so actually no, it was up against Ocarina. I pulled up the other one so I could do the comparisons. That was up against Ocarina, and Fallout New Vegas in the original bracket was up against Bioshock, which probably would have been a lot. I don't know. That's a tough one too, but I think I would have leaned in the direction of that one. So
I want to lean Knights of the Old Republic because I want them to go further.
Yeah, I like.
But
I
that's
like
definitely bought because I don't.
What do you guys think? I mean, we're gonna have to. So yeah, what I would say randomized is IGN provided the bracket with the games and the matchups. We actually made a bracket and then just randomized the results. So it wasn't like we were just looking at what people already picked and being like, "Hey, we're doing this." Like it seemed like an easy enough like first conversation to do.
I don't know if IGN randomized theirs. They might have seeded it a certain way so that terrible matchups didn't happen like this, but you know.
Makes it a little bit more fun. I think at the end of the day, it's still 64 of what are widely considered some of the best games ever, and we're going to figure out where we rank the highest one. So
yeah, whatever game's winning is going to win regardless. So like how it gets
ultimately,
there
I think that's a fair assessment. So I'm leaning Knights of the Old Republic here.
Okay, me too.
That's my opinion.
I feel so bad because Fallout New Vegas is so good and like important to people too.
It is a really close call. The Boonicorn said Def Knights of the Republic by like 1%. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like it's definitely
so unfortunately
right up
close.
there. New Vegas would be the better choice.
Okay, you guys are really helpful.
You guys are killing us right now, all right?
Roy, do you have anything to say?
Can someone else weigh in? There's 10 people watching. Someone give us something.
I mean, that's 3-1 still. Like we were both leaning Knights of the Old Republic.
I liked that game, and I honestly want to replay it. I kind of want to replay the old one just to like experience it before I play.
I'm gonna have to now. Everyone's like, "Oh, you haven't played it yet?" I was like, "Well, no, I'm waiting for the remake, and now the remake's not coming." So
right. Well, eventually, I would guess, but we'll see. Okay.
I don't know.
If no one objects, I'm gonna go with Knights of the Old Republic here.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I mean, I'm not gonna complain. I have a lightsaber on my arm. You won't catch me complaining.
No, that's also fair. Fallout, I can't believe you've never played this game. I was talking to my friend before we started this. I said she's gonna like KOTR is gonna be an instant. Like I didn't think it was even gonna be.
If I did play it, probably. But I played Battlefront 2 like on the PS2 all the time growing up. This wasn't
Battlefront 2 was amazing. And then they made the new one, and the first one was really fun, and the second one was like terrible. Because like EA's loot box system just fucked everything up, where you had to like pay for fucking everything.
Oh, great! Trav says New Vegas.
I wanted controversy. Well, this was the first one that I think we were kind of like really torn on.
I just know how important they are, and this matchup or like just this bracket in general is making me realize how many of these games I still need to play because I haven't, and they're like the best games of all time.
Hey, that would be like if this like we get a consistent point with this, we could come back to this later and be like, hey, we're re-ranking this list after playing some of these, so it could be a solid baseline, or we each pick a game for each other from the list that one of us have not played and play it and like do a
yeah, I was gonna think we do that, especially if one of us hasn't played like one of the final 4 that we get to, which would be somehow impossible, I think, but you never know.
Well, you haven't played Persona 5.
I mean, Persona's gonna be on this list, and that's what games I'm gonna play next.
Yeah, I'm gonna fight. It's my favorite game of all time, but I mean, even that aside,
I don't even think my favorite game's on this list, but I'll see.
Your favorite game is on this list. If it is what I think it is. Okay, so we're moving on with Knights of the Old Republic. We've got Skyrim. At which point, I'll tell you, we probably don't even... Yeah, but I'm going to go ahead because this matchup I think is intriguing. Fable 2, which is easily the best of the Fable series.
Is it really? Oh,
it's
I didn't know. I haven't played Fable. That's another thing I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for Fable 4.
Fable 3 is bad. Fable 2 is by far the best. I played it when I was a kid. I was probably like, I don't know, would it come out in like 2007, 2006? I don't know.
Lalo says Fable 1 best.
I disagree. I think Fable 1 was good, but I think Fable 2 built on a lot of it and was just like easily the peak of the series. And then 3 was just terrible. Like 3
I was saying, do people not talk about 3?
It's just bad. Like it just wasn't good. Like it could have been good. It's Fable. It's like the whole appeal of it, of course, in addition to like the story, is like your actions in the game influence whether or not you become a villain or a hero, and like little things you do add up. I don't know if you ever played Life is Strange, a game I really like.
Yeah.
At least like the original, and like that's a Telltale, so it's different, but like it's sort of that whole element of like everything you do in the game matters towards your end game, cool. Which I think is cool.
Do these hold up well though? Is that something I can go play, or is it like old
I haven't
as fuck?
played it since like 2008, so I really can't say. It might be on Game Pass. Actually, we might have a physical copy of it somewhere in the house too.
Yeah, because that's another. Was this Xbox only? Was this an exclusive?
Fable, yes.
That's
but it
so that's why I haven't
PC.
played it.
It might have been on PC.
I was exclusively like PlayStation and Nintendo stuff until Xbox One. So that's why I have to play those. But oh look, Fable's gone. You made the decision.
No, I'm personally, and I would pick Fable probably over Skyrim.
Oh my god, no you wouldn't.
Skyrim is just like if Oblivion was like a little bit less good, and like Skyrim's good, but
less
like
good.
I'm gonna let you.
I'm sorry. Do we need to look up the sales for Skyrim and why they're able to re-release it so many times and it still sell very well?
It's been ported to everything but the TI-82, and it's a fun game, but like Skyrim's biggest selling point is the mods. Like playing the game with mods is like one of the biggest things.
It's not the biggest selling point.
It's the biggest.
It adds on.
The mods.
No, Skyrim's a complete package and then some because of the mods. But it's already a complete. It has to be. It does have to be Skyrim.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to tell me like, hey, I'm gonna give you one of these and you can go sit down and play it right now. I'm gonna play Skyrim. I mean, I'll play Fable because
See, your brain knows what you want to say. You want to play Skyrim.
I know that. Skyrim has to win here, obviously.
Skyrim does have to win. Skyrim's the only game that not just me, but multiple people will restart over and over and over. And they won't even do anything different. They will literally play their same build and follow the same storylines and be fucking happy about it because it's that good.
Anything you purchase, they port Skyrim. I'm pretty sure our fridge has Skyrim ported to it.
I've bought Skyrim a gross amount of times, including on the same console, because I've lost a copy somehow.
It's a good game. It's just a tad overrated. I mean, it's good.
It's not though. It has a very addicting gameplay loop. Like there is not many. I have not found a game since Skyrim that I've wanted to play that often, and I feel like most people feel that way too. Like you play Skyrim and that gameplay loop is just like so good. It's literally the same shit over and over. You're just like going into dungeons and like looting shit. Mm-hmm. But like I've yet to even find a game that has a loot system like that, and I don't know what it is about Skyrim, but yeah, nothing's topped it for me. I don't think anything will. I mean, maybe. Elder Scrolls 6 is so far away.
I've played neither of these. I've only played Elder Scrolls Online and Oblivion. Never went back to Skyrim. I picked it. All right, so for transparency, I was being silly. Obviously, you have to pick Skyrim here. It's not even really a debate. I just was sort of voicing my slight discontent about like the Skyrim. Like it's been like 12 years since they made a new game or something, and they port Skyrim to everything. I do think it's an incredible game and probably one of the best games in its genre ever made, if not like behind Oblivion, if not the best. But like
Oblivion
Like,
doesn't hold up though. Like I've gone back to try to, and like having played Skyrim first, yeah, you can't do it. People that have played Oblivion first will do it and enjoy it more, but like it's not something you can go back and try, unfortunately. So like I can't get that experience out of it because
yeah, I guess
Skyrim's
it's
just like everything. But I don't know.
no, it's Skyrim 10 times out of 10 here. It's not even a close matchup. But I just had to begrudgingly like vent my frustrations about like first of all, like I wish they just released a new one cuz like then maybe like we get like, cuz I think everyone is so upset. Like it's how many times, like how many systems are we going to port this? So PS9 is going to have Skyrim ports and we're still going to be waiting on a new Oblivion. But that's a different conversation for another day. Yeah, obviously, yeah, it has to be Skyrim here. It's a great game. I don't think it's bad in any way, but it's just, just a tad overrated. That's all. Just a little bit. But Skyrim wins here, obviously. I don't even know why Fable would have a win button. Yeah, that's the winner. Okay, you're welcome. You got it. It was obvious, but I just had to voice my dissent a tad because they love to do this. The Skyrim, give us a new one. I don't know when Elder Scrolls 6 is even supposed to actually drop, but it'd be nice if it was at some point.
If I get murdered, everyone's gonna see it live. So
Okay, well, it'd be a good way to get extra views.
yeah.
Dishonored and League of Legends. Here's an
Ooh,
interesting one.
that is interesting.
League is not my
League.
thing. It's not my thing, but it's a good game. It's wildly popular. It's been incredibly successful for years. It defined, or it redefined anyway. I guess TF2 technically like did it, but like it redefined the genre and sort of like is one of the best of that type of game, if not the best. But like, I don't know, can we flame its player base for being just the worst? Like it's the worst ever. Like I know so many people that play League that I would just avoid like the plague. I mean, I'm sure not all of them, but like it just, good lord, that should be like a negative point here. But honestly, yeah, it's League of Legends. Like Arcane was amazing.
Yeah.
Nice. Everything that's
I need to watch Arcane. I know, like, as soon as I watch it, I'm gonna be obsessed with it. So I've like pushed it off a little. But
you not? You are so far behind. I thought I was bad. Although I didn't finish Kenobi and I still have an episode left.
Yeah, I have played Dishonored though. Dishonored was good. It fell short of being great. Like it was a fun experience. I never finished because I had a game breaking bug, kind of. Not really a bug. Where I was, I kept dying, and my reload was like seconds before, so like there was no way I could get out of it, and I never bothered to go back. It was definitely different, and I liked like where like the idea of it, but no, it's definitely League. Not something I've played, but I still know like its importance in gaming and like how much people do love it.
Yeah.
If I was an MMO person, just like of course I would probably love League, but
although do they like every time I watch people play League, they're just mad the whole time, like angry the whole time. Like I tried Pokemon Unite. I don't know if you played that when it came out last.
I played
year.
some of it. Yeah, I tried like the demo or something.
Wildly fun for like a week, and then it's just like I'm over it. Like I kept getting frustrated, but like I don't know. League is sort of the top of the line there. Yeah, it has to be League. Dishonored is great and definitely one of Bethesda's better titles, but yeah, it's League. That's sort of what I was expecting when we put this together. It was a bit of an easy matchup because it was League versus Fortnite in the actual bracket, I think, which is a bit more of an interesting debate because as much as I'm not like Fortnite's a good game and like I acknowledge how good it is, but it's just not for me. Like I don't know. I haven't played it since like 2019 and I know they've upgraded a lot or done a lot of stuff different, but I don't know, it got stale and the building part of Fortnite was what killed me because like I don't know.
They got rid of it and the game's a lot better.
That's what I heard. I heard it improved a ton and there's like a billion other things. I do have to go back to it at some point. Okay. Modern Warfare. Now, I will just say that so it's Modern Warfare and it's Fortnite. And now here this is a no, League is an easy decision for the record. That's just what the Unicorn said. I wanted to at least like flesh out the discussion it's had and give it like a fair shake, you know.
Yeah. League definitely was just the easy option.
League versus
I also think this is an easy option. Am I biased? Maybe.
You might be. All right.
I mean, I played both, but
Modern Warfare 2 is my favorite Call of Duty game ever. And I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't use Modern Warfare 2 on this list. Like, I just think Modern Warfare 2 is like one of the, other than Halo, which is like my favorite FPS, like, behind like Uncharted and Persona, like my favorite game ever, Halo 3 is amazing. But like Modern Warfare 2, like nights playing with your friends, like the split screen at home or like the LAN parties and all that stuff. Like I don't know, Modern Warfare 2 was just a really really great game in a lot of ways with an awesome campaign. But Modern Warfare started it. I just thought 2 did it better. Versus Fortnite, which is sort of like took the world by storm. And so Lalo said Fortnite did what Modern Warfare did, but better. I'm intrigued by that take. Like, what? What do you mean?
Thanos
Thanos
is in Fortnite.
That's true. He wasn't. He was also.
Everyone's in Fortnite.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure like The Rock and Ariana Grande and like
Everyone's
I don't
in
even know
it.
who else. Like everyone. Are you leaning one way or another on this? Like, where do you stand?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was pretty quick for me to be Fortnite. I don't think there's a Call of Duty, regardless of how much people love Call of Duty and their experiences and nostalgia and that. Like, I don't think there's a Call of Duty that would be better than Fortnite. Fortnite, I mean, Battle Royale wasn't new by any means. There's definitely games that did it before, but Fortnite brought like the Battle Royale thing like up to, and it's Fortnite. Like everybody knows Fortnite.
Yeah.
Everyone and their mom knows Fortnite, and just what they've accomplished has been like wild. Like even the day one game was very good, and the fact that they've been able to like keep it going this long and also still keep it interesting this long. Like a lot of games. I mean, everyone burns out of games. Like I don't play Fortnite anymore, and I used to put a bunch of time into it, but yeah, I think it's pretty crazy how far they've gone with their collaborations, and yeah, just the outreach and everything is just been wild. I think it's definitely Fortnite.
So the poll, I didn't know you got your poll working, but Fortnite got a vote here.
I did not get my poll working.
It says which is better, Fortnite, and it's showing 100%. Someone voted in the poll.
I have a mod in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Thank
We
you.
were trying to
I
figure
couldn't figure out how to do it.
Yeah, we couldn't get there. We got a couple comments. I prefer Fortnite, but I think Call of Duty takes it. Both games went beyond the gaming industry, and we wouldn't have Fortnite without Call of Duty, all of which I agree with. I guess I'm a little bit partial to Modern Warfare 2, and if I was voting on this and it was Modern Warfare 2, which I just think did what Modern Warfare did, but better, I would vote Modern Warfare 2, but I'm gonna go Fortnite here. Even though I don't love Fortnite, but like I acknowledge it's not for me, but like it's still, I mean, the character integration, the amount of like brands and things they've gotten in there, and like how they've continued to reinvent, and like I wish they had a story mode of some capacity, or like some actual like, beyond just a battle royale thing, because I think it's like so overdone. Like you've got like Apex, you've got Fortnite, you've got what is it? Well, Warzone, I guess. I know there's more probably that I'm not even thinking of off the top of my head. I feel like there was a battle royale for something else too. Valorant? Is Valorant the Riot one? Is that what that is? League, right? Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, Fortnite was like obviously the first to do that. It spawned, well, not the first, but like the first to do it as well as they did. And probably spawned countless schoolyard fights and bullying. Besides the brand.
Okay. Yeah. No, I was reading what Boonicorn said. Besides the brand deals, though, as a game, you think it wins. Yeah, I think people weren't playing Fortnite originally because of the brand deals. That wasn't something that existed. It was kind of a product of their popularity that they gained from the game being as good as it was, or maybe not as good, but just as addictive or fun that people found it to be. So all their brand deals are just a product of their success beforehand. Yeah, I don't know. I still think it's a better game than... Well, I don't know. They're obviously very different type of shooters, very different style, very different gameplay. But
one is,
yeah, I still think Fortnite wins.
I think the gameplay of Call of Duty, maybe not today, right? Because now Call of Duty has so many sequels, and honestly, a lot of them kind of feel like they're like lacking in like originality. But like it's hard to blame
I like
them.
I like the gameplay of probably Call of Duty more, just like the quickness of it.
Yeah.
I feel like not just Fortnite, but most battle royales are very slow paced, which like are fine if that's what you feel like playing. But like I also like going into Call of Duty and just like those quick matches, like in and out.
Mm-hmm. Which that was one of my biggest things with Fortnite when I played back in the day. It was like, it was just every game felt like there was like this long period of like you're waiting, and if you die or you don't make it, you just spend like 30 minutes to accomplish next to nothing. Whereas like the average game of Call of Duty was like maybe 15 minutes, if even. And And again, Boonicorn said, I think Fortnite gives a space for those of us who aren't usually into shooters or good at shooters, but I think COD is technically superior, which I would agree with 1,000%.
Yeah. I can't see the poll, by the way, just because I'm on mobile. So if there is one, you're just going to have to let me know what it says.
It showed the one result, but it said poll ended. So I don't know. But there was only one vote. And obviously, Cole Roy said it was 2 generations. Yeah, Fortnite had the one vote.
Fortnite.
I would argue this. This is a tough one because both games really are good, just in different ways. But again, at some point, these games are going to get eliminated one way or another, and I think ultimately Fortnite's going to go on. Yeah, he said he's going to make it longer, only did a minute the first time. So for the next one, like, if you want to make a poll, if it's not too much trouble, you can just do that, and we'll give it, a bit of time for that. So we're going to go Fortnite here? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I'm good with Fortnite.
Fortnite-ish. I don't feel like the most confident I have about this pick because I feel like it's doing Call of Duty a disservice. But Fortnite's accomplished a lot more in a lot less time, Like, Call of Duty now is just gotten to the point where it's like Madden, where it's just like spitting out a new game every year with barely any, like, creativity or originality behind it. And then, Warzone is cool, but that, is a niche audience, I think. And I just think there's better Battle Royales, honestly. But that's, the beauty of gaming.
Oh, it's a little Anna emoji.
Oh, that's what it is. I couldn't tell. All right.
Yeah, that's my
next
name.
one. This one is also a massive one. This is huge. Chrono Trigger versus Ocarina of Time is I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, because I think we talked about it briefly, you have not played Chrono Trigger, right?
I haven't played either of these, but my answer would still be Zelda, just from what I know.
I am very much on the opposite side of this. So I have played Ocarina of Time. I have a couple friends who are, like, huge into Zelda games as a whole. I played it for the first time when I was, like, 20. I'm 29. I was 20.
Oh, see, I do see the poll now.
Now I can see the poll.
I'm not gonna vote. I'm not gonna cheat.
I think Ocarina of Time is wildly overrated. I understand the significance of the game, and I don't fault people who like it, but I think the game is kind of slow and plodding and not very fun to play. I think for its time, it was hugely significant, but for all time, it definitely does not hold up super well. Chrono Trigger, from everything that I've researched and watched, and it's definitely on my list of games.
Have you ever played this?
Chrono Trigger, no. Legend of Zelda, I have, and I feel like, don't give me that look. You've played neither.
No, you were so, like, gung-ho about Chrono Trigger, I thought you played it.
Because Chrono Trigger, so I talked to a few people. This is one of the few that I knew was going to be a pretty big matchup.
Hey, look at the chat, though. Look at the poll, why don't you? We got 4 votes for Legend of Zelda, 0 for Chrono Trigger. What even type of game is Chrono Trigger? Like, what's the genre there?
Zelda. I feel like Chrono Trigger is dope in its effort. It is effort. And, wait, shouldn't even mean the Chrono is hands down the best. Yeah, no, I agree out of these two. Chrono Trigger is regarded as one of the best games of all time.
Zelda. Is it?
Yes.
Is it? With Zelda, I can't tell you a single thing about Chrono Trigger besides I know it exists.
Well,
you're telling me Legend of Zelda isn't winning here.
I mean, hold on. Whoa, I didn't mean to put the winner up yet.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. So Chrono Trigger is widely regarded as one of the best games of all time. It is an RPG. It's one of the first games that was published by Square. It's been ported a million times. It's one of the best-selling.
You're reading a Wikipedia page?
Games of all time. I was pulling up some of the info here. This is also a game I've tried to avoid beyond when I graphicked this matchup. I was talking to a friend of mine who just bought Chrono Trigger recently, and we were talking about this, and I was like, I want to play this game, obviously, because, like, I've always wanted to play it, but the physical game was super expensive, and until recently. But yeah, it's a JRPG, and it definitely deserves to be in the top conversation, and it is sort of the one...
It does, but this is what happens when you randomize the poll.
Well, the poll is... So here's an interesting throwback here, and this was...
Or not the poll, but the bracket.
We mutually agreed on randomizing the bracket, okay?
I mean, you did it? No, I just told you this is what happens. Is you get 2 good games that should go further.
Listen.
But they don't.
Chrono Trigger.
And I'm just saying the poll is 5-0 right now.
Yeah, okay. I feel like Chrono Trigger was up against Uncharted 2. One of the best Uncharted games ever in the original poll. And either way, it would have been a really tough match.
I still can't get over your opinion on Uncharted 2 being better than 4.
You own 12 copies of Skyrim. You don't get to criticize my opinion on Uncharted. All right, listen.
Zelda wins.
I know. But I don't think it should, for the record. I am unhappy about this decision.
That's fair.
Oh, Chrono Trigger got a vote. Ocarina is the highest rated game on Metacritic of all time. Even if Legend of Zelda wins this, which it will win. But I implore you to pick up Ocarina of Time, and I'm speaking like anyone in the chat, and play it today. You will literally be so bored, it's not even funny. The game is so slow. You like hit the spider and it's like you hit it and you have to wait for it to turn around and then you hit it again, and it's like you might as well be playing like paint dry simulator. I am out on Ocarina of Time. There are better Zelda games. There are like
the public begs to differ. That seems a very personal thing for you.
That's fair, because the public
Zelda has wronged you.
Listen, it's just overrated is all I'm saying. It like, unlike Skyrim, which is really fun and I think is only overrated because it's made out like it's the best thing since sliced bread, Ocarina of Time is not fun. People know of it as, oh my god, the best game. I saw a post on Reddit, someone was like, the greatest game ever made is Ocarina of Time. And
it's the highest rated game on Metacritic. That is literally people telling you it is their favorite game of all time by a majority.
That Chrono Trigger is more fun than Zelda. I will say 2 quick points. I have heard that Ocarina of Time 3D, the remaster, is a lot better. In fairness, I did not play it on 3DS. I have heard that.
But if you played it back when like Ocarina of Time came out and that was like the standard, that probably would have been a much better game.
Which is what I think most of these Metacritic people are basing this on, like the nostalgia of playing it when you were young. I played it as an adult and it was not fun. I was like, man, this is the most it's just not fun. It's just not a fun game. I don't know how to put it any better than that. But it won. I implore you to play it. Nicole, play 2 hours of it and tell me that you don't want to snooze. Honestly,
if it's on the Nintendo Switch thing, I will.
Wait, what just happened? Why did it take me back to Mario Kart 8?
I don't know. Skip.
Yeah, we're going back, guys. Don't worry. I'll have this better next. Once this is our first time doing this. Okay, so just bear with me. All right. Zelda wins. I just want this to be on record for recording purposes that I was very much against this decision. I was outnumbered by people who have member berries. And
I will play this. Like I said, if it's on the Nintendo Switch online thing, I'll play it.
Red Dead Redemption.
Ooh,
got
next. This is the worst thing you could do. This is almost as bad, but not as bad as the New Vegas matchup. But I already know my answer, so
my answer's God of War. First Red Dead Redemption was great. I didn't think the second one. I played the second one for a while. It was a little too open world for me. I kind of wanted a little bit more linear. I wanted because the story parts were really fun. I understand the idea they were look what this game we've made. We want to show everything off, and I totally get that.
Boy,
but it felt. I was like, wait, what? It took me a second to get the reference. It's a 64 game. You have to play it knowing that. No, I know, and Chrono Trigger is a Super Nintendo game, but I still think.
How are we back to Chrono Trigger?
Because this is all right. That's fine. We're gonna have Nicole at some point play a couple hours of Ocarina of Time, and we'll.
You can make me play one of these games.
Yeah, I might. Well, I actually kind of like you. I don't want to do that.
I guess.
I wouldn't want to make you sit there and have to play Ocarina of Time. That's hours of your life that you could do anything else, like staring at the wall. Anyway, Red Dead Redemption 1, much better than 2, in my opinion. 2 was beautiful, and it had a lot of really good aspects to it, but I also think, it was a bit of a letdown for me. But, I don't like to judge a game based on, my perception of it, except Ocarina, because it sucks. But,
I was gonna say, you
this one,
just
that's different. That's different. Everyone gets one. God of War, I'm a little more than halfway through. It is easily some of the most fun I've ever had playing a game. The combat system is really fun. The story is incredible. It
gets better too.
It's just I've heard, and I'm actually gonna probably play some of it a little bit later tonight. It's just an incredible game. I'm pumped for Ragnarok, and I haven't even finished the first one yet. So, God of War easily one of the most fun games I've played, and this again won IGN's poll as best game of all time for the record, which I don't know that I'll go that far yet, but we'll have to cross that drawbridge when we come to it. No disrespect to Red Dead Redemption, great game. Genuinely, I mean, both titles are good. I think the original's a lot better. But, yeah, I God of War. It's got to be God of War. It doesn't even feel like it's that much of a debate beyond just, giving its due.
Oh, Mario Kart.
Yeah, for some reason, every time I hit the R button, it's popping up Mario Kart. I don't get that one, but Mario Kart didn't win anything, guys.
Well, it won. It won its
Well, it won. It's yeah. I mean,
bracket.
it would have won against most things.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Stranded Snake says God of War is my favorite game of all time. That's like a pretty common
yeah, it's
thing
incredible.
nowadays, just because it's that good.
My roommate played it when it came out, and he loved it. And he was like, "You gotta play this," and I was like, "I'll play it eventually." And then like a few years later, now I'm playing it. I'm like, "Man, I wish I had played this sooner." Because
Literally me.
like to go back and play the PS2, PS3 ones as well. But I know like they don't even really like it's not like they're kind of like not super relevant to this aside from like some basic knowledge of like who Kratos is. But this game is great. Yeah, it's got to work. All right.
Yeah,
Next,
for sure.
I gotta be honest with you. Burnout 3 Takedown. Now we're just gonna ignore the fact that this matchup is a bit of a complete. This is a wash. It's not even a compliment. Burnout. It's not.
I hope you're not gonna tell me it's Burnout.
It's not even the best Burnout. Like if you're a Burnout fan, Burnout Paradise is the best Burnout by far. I am shocked that this was even on the list. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Like Borderlands 2
I told you I forgot to look into it. I forgot where IGN pulled their things from. I'm pretty sure they used Metacritic, but they also might have done I don't know how they did it. Maybe they did like user submissions or something, but I'm sure they used like some software with Metacritic.
Burnout 3 Takedown. It has a 97% rating on
What
IGN.
the fuck?
But like it's just it doesn't even make sense because it's quite literally just a worse version of Burnout Paradise. And like obviously like there's a niche audience for these games. Takedown is good. It's not a bad game. It's just quite literally not as good as its sequel. I don't get it. Like this is a weird one to have on here, I think. You disagree
I think you have
hard?
pretty varying opinions to like the general public.
Why? What do you?
From what it seems.
Well, I'm BL2. No, Borderlands 2. This, like I said, this is just like kind of like trying to understand the list logistic. Borderlands 2 is one of the best games I've ever played. Like it's amazing. The music is incredible. The whole art style. I think 2 is better than 3 personally. I don't mean any disrespect to any. I think they're all good. But the music choices, the characters, everything about Borderlands 2 is just borderline flawless. I want to play Tiny Tina at some point.
Oh, you need to. Borderlands just as a series is a very good looter shooter, and yeah, Borderlands 2 it was great.
Yeah, that's my thought process on this.
Because 3 is the newer one. Yeah, so yeah, 2 is the one. 3 I haven't finished. 3 felt very large to me, and I was playing by myself, and I'm used to playing those like with co-op because they're a very good co-op game, and which we don't really get that many multiplayer games nowadays. Like we do, but like nothing. I don't know. I feel like the co-op experience in Borderlands is definitely a special one.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most fun way to play, but even like the humor and the interactions and the dialogue, it's a very, very replayable game. There's a lot going on, and
and the DLC to that was like the best part of that game, which gave birth to Tiny Tina's standalone game.
Which I played at PAX this past year for a while. It was
nice.
The only hands-on experience I've actually had with it, and I'm literally looking at a poster of it right now that I have hanging up, but I haven't played the game yet because I just haven't had time. But like it seems fun. I want to play it at some point. This one feels like I don't understand how Burnout Takedown is on here when Paradise is the better version of the game. But that's
Travman said Ocarina of Time is on Nintendo Switch Online right now, so
okay.
I'll try it. I'll play a little bit of it. It can't be that bad where I'm just like I'm playing this.
Well, I set the stage where no matter what, you're gonna probably think it's better than I made it out to be because I have this like general distaste for that game because it was built up to me as though it was the greatest thing ever, and it's realistically kind of a snooze fest. Like it is definitely not. It is not the best of all time. It just isn't. It's just not. It just isn't. Like play it. It was good for its time. Majora's that's fine. All right, Borderlands 2 is the winner here.
Gonna go back to Mario Kart.
No, I fixed it. Portal 2 and GTA San Andreas. Another really good matchup here.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on this?
I feel like the answer has to be Portal 2 because if not, people might cut my head off. But like, I would just lean GTA personally, for just like strictly personal opinion. But
I'm with you on GTA actually. Portal 2 is a wicked fun game. It's a really cool puzzle game, and I like it a lot. But GTA San Andreas is just
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
feel like
it's like
GTA always does, like the ones that hit, they hit, you know?
yeah, we were just talking about this with GTA 5 recently, like how it's a great game.
Portal.
So Travman said I'm playing it right now. It's a great N64 game with some good Zelda lore, and I think it's hilarious that this is still coming up. But I'm just gonna address this quick. The lore, I'm a big I like the Zelda lore. I actually have one of the visual novels for Zelda, and like I have I like everything about Zelda, even though I haven't like played the games nearly as much as I should for like the merch and stuff that I have. But are you having fun playing it? Is the question, because it is a very slow, clunky game. It just doesn't hold up well. Anyway, sorry, he made the post, so I had to.
Everyone's saying Portal.
2D Zeldas are great, yeah. Portal, I mean, I don't like. Portal's an incredible game, but GTA San Andreas is like, is it fair to say it's the best GTA? Is that like a hot take?
I don't know if that's a hot take. Mine's 3, just because that's just the one I spent the most time with.
I played 3 more than anything else because that kind of came out around the time I was in like, I don't know, middle school.
Yeah, that was the game you were like, Mom, I'm just gonna drive the cars, and then my brother and I are like
Yeah,
spawning tanks and beating people up. Yeah,
killing
you
hookers
know.
with chainsaws and everything.
It's Portal, guys. Yeah, it should be Portal, but this is our poll.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like we can't be bullied by this. We only need a poll in the case of a tie, and I think we're both on the San Andreas train here.
Yeah,
So
we're not trying to repeat IGN's list with like what should be the answer.
let's.
Sometimes maybe, sometimes I'll go that way, but if that's only if I don't have my own opinion about it. But I'd
Or
rather play G. If I only could play one of these games like ever for the rest of my life, I'd have to be GTA. Is like way more. I don't know. I think that's way more fun.
I'd like to give them. See, that was the thing when we were like deciding on the topic for the first episode. We were like, what do we do? Do we make our own lists and like put them against each other? But we figured that for the purpose of like just establishing a like, you know, a thing and like what we're doing and going into it would be easier to use this pre-existing list. So like it's not perfect, but ultimately this is like our opinion, like us kind of like figuring out our opinions on games and everything else like publicly and where we have similarities and differences. For the actual IGN poll, Portal was against Breath of the Wild.
Oh, so it lost, right? It had to have.
I don't know that off the top of my head. I don't have the
Okay,
actual,
yeah.
but
There's no way it didn't. Breath of the
Portal was against
Wild
Breath of the Wild.
definitely would have beat Portal.
Great game, just not. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, Roy says riot and use my own emoji against me.
Unreal.
It's kind of crazy.
But this one feels pretty good to click. We're gonna go San
Yeah,
Andreas.
sorry guys.
Portal is a great game. I'm not shitting on Portal at all. It's not Ocarina. It's just San Andreas. I personally am picking that one here. And I had a feeling we were both gonna agree on this. I just think it's just a good game. It's just better. All right. Let's see. We are nearing the. I think we have. Let's see. 1, 2.
I say, are
3,
we
4, 5.
going all the way through
Up to
to
32.
this side to be the final 2? Or are you just doing the first matchups?
That's up to you. I mean, we don't. I mean, it's gonna.
No,
be
I didn't know what you had in mind when you said first
I
32.
have the graphics prepared, so we can finish this whole side because it's probably gonna be a lot quicker. I don't know what your timing is like. We didn't really discuss that beforehand, so I guess we're just doing this live. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, it's only been an hour,
so I'm okay with it if you want to do that, because then we could just get rid of the ones we didn't use. It wouldn't take that long at all. I just have to. I have the bracket on the screen from what we're deciding. So let's jump into the next one and see where we're at. So Doom. And I think this is referring to Doom 64 for the record. The reason I didn't
Is it?
I think so. Because that's what they use it. So Doom 64, obviously, first of all, like the new Dooms are great. Don't get me wrong. But I think it's referring to the original Doom, which is like, you know, the literal godfather of like.
And Inside's a game you said you haven't played.
I have not. And apparently it's only like an hour long or something like that.
Yeah, it's one of those it's like Inside and I think Limbo and something else that are like those short experiences that people really like.
It's on Game Pass, I think.
Yeah, these are ones I actually haven't played. I'd probably say it's Doom just because I don't really. I've played some of Doom, but.
I mean, either Doom, realistically, whether it was the N64 one or the 2016 one, I would give the pass, the thing to on this, because the N64 one is just a.
Doom sucks.
It was literally the reason that any FPSs exist to this day. Like, when Doom came out, I guess Duke Nukem might have actually technically been that, but like Doom revolutionized that. And Inside, it seems cute from what I
would definitely like Inside a lot more. It's way more my type of game than Doom is. But I haven't played either to really have an opinion, so this might be one that we let the audience decide, just because I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I lean Doom, and the reason I say that is really this is one of the scenarios where I feel like historical significance is just too important to ignore.
Yeah.
But if people have differing opinions, I'm happy to hear them. Trav said, I'm having fun with Ocarina, but I am biased growing up with it and knowing the game. Still love playing it. I don't think it's boring. I watched a friend stream their first experience. They had a blast playing it. So, just for context, I'm obviously playing it up a little bit for the show and being whatever. I don't like the game at all. I do think the game is tremendously overrated. But
I'm playing it up, but I hate the game.
If you enjoy it, that's totally cool. I get it. Like, I like games that people probably think are terrible. I like Sonic Shuffle on the Dreamcast, and that game is ass. You've never even played it. You weren't even born when the Dreamcast came out.
No, it just
it's like
that's
1999.
How it sounds old.
Well, listen. I'm glad you like it. I'm sure people love it and had fond memories of it. I'm just saying it's a little overrated. That's all. That's really what I would say is fair assessment here. We're gonna give this a Doom. Is that what we're doing? Because of the poll.
I guess.
Oh, Inside
is there a poll?
There is. Inside has 2 votes. Doom has 2 votes, and I leaned Doom, so I think that's gonna put us over the top.
I mean, like I said, I probably would have picked Inside. Both good, different sides of the industry. Yeah, very much so. Like I said, if I play Inside, I already know like the type of game Inside is.
Yeah.
And like short experiences like that are usually like pretty story driven, just because like they have to have like something going to it.
Yeah.
Doom has
3. Okay, yeah, Doom is winning the poll here at 60%.
It's probably Doom. Like I said, that was my first gut reaction, is that it's Doom, just because like people are going to want to pick Doom. But Inside's definitely a very good experience, just from what I've seen.
You're not an FPS fan, I'm assuming, right? Like, you're not...
No, I am. It's just, I play FPS, it's not like the only thing I play.
No, the reason I say it is like I recommend Doom. I actually just started playing. It's on Game Pass. It's actually really fun. And it's
was it Doom that I played? Yeah, what was the one that came to Nintendo Switch, like after it came to other things?
Doom was on Switch, because I think we were friends at the time, and I think you might have... Was that what the year it was like $5 by accident at Target or Walmart or something? Like, it was scanning up on Black Friday.
That's when I got it.
Yeah, that was like the first time we... Yeah, okay, I
got it for like $5.
I tried to buy it for the same price at the Walmart I went to, and it wasn't coming up. I remember that now. That was a long time ago, actually. But yeah,
I get the appeal for sure, but there's just like a million other things I'd rather play.
True OGs remember Chex Quest. I don't know if you remember Chex Quest or have ever heard of it. It was like in boxes of Chex cereal back in like the 90s, and it was literally like Doom, but you play as Chex Man, and all the enemies are like Chex, and it was just
hilarious.
It was a free demo game. Our stream is dying. What do you mean?
Ah.
I see. I'm not getting any indication of bad stream health. Is there? What do you mean it's dying?
Mine seems fine.
Can you guys hear us and everything? Is everything okay? I don't have any flags or issues here. I'm gonna keep moving forward.
It might be on your end. Hopefully.
Yeah, if anyone else is having a problem, let us know. But I'm gonna keep powering forward with this. All right,
Thanks.
We're going Doom. I love single player FPS. Trav said, yeah, Overwatch versus Diablo 2, which is gonna be a tough one.
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah,
both games are phenomenal.
Sure. I haven't played Diablo like at all. Maybe no. Okay. Also, that was another one that I got really cheap. It was like Diablo 3, whatever the newer one on the Switch is. I played for a bit, and it was actually pretty fun. I haven't played Diablo 2 though, so I have like no basis on that. But I still think it's Overwatch. Overwatch was another game, kind of like Fortnite, that was just like a redefined like the like hero shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I still think, and Overwatch is still going. You know.
I love Overwatch personally. The lore, anyway. I think like the shorts that they do and the characters and everything. Like I have, fucking. He's like Overwatch. Like, oh, you can't even see this because of my background, but I have like these. Really rude.
Oh, Doom Eternal. That's the one. Yeah.
I have, like, Doom Eternal came out. So
and Animal Crossing came out on the same day.
This is the Overwatch comic, but I have a bunch of Overwatch stuff. I think it's really fun. But I even have an Overwatch poster, actually. I think Overwatch fell off hard. It was really fun when it came out, and I played it for a long time, and I still love it. I would watch a show. I'm cautiously optimistic that Overwatch 2 might like fix some of the issues, but I don't really know. Diablo 2 is just such a great game, and it's such a like it's just one of the it's been around for so long, and there's sequels that are out, and people still play Diablo 2. Like it's a great game, and this is just kind of an interesting like look at this. Well, I said I hosted Overwatch tournaments.
Scrooge Champ said if Overwatch wins, I'm rioting.
Yeah, and I get that, and I feel like this is a tough one. This is a really tough one, actually, personally. It may not be tough for some people, but, like, and I do think Diablo 2 as a whole, like, has a lot to...
If it's similar to Diablo 3 at all, like the Ultimate one, whatever just came out,
Yeah.
I still think it's Overwatch for me.
Well,
I did actually...
Oh, God, sorry, I didn't cut you.
Well, which one's out on the Switch?
Diablo 3 is probably on the Switch now. The original Diablo 3, or the whatever came out, like, I don't know, what was it, like, 8 years ago or something like that? I don't even remember exactly when it came out. But
yeah,
Diablo
whatever, like,
3.
the newer Diablo was, I played, like, a good chunk of that, but, like, Overwatch's gameplay and stuff is still, I prefer that more. They did, like, a really, I don't know, they did really good with, like, their cast diversity is pretty cool. Like, that's not something that was super, like, prevalent back when Overwatch came out. I don't remember when that came out. Obviously, a lot of games now.
2016, because I was literally in Florida the year
2016.
When it came out.
It hasn't even been that long, but yeah, I feel like Overwatch, like, came out the gate with, like, pretty, like, decent diversity, and they've just, like, improved upon that since. They do a lot of, like, outside of the game stuff, which I know doesn't really reflect the game on its own, but just, like, the character backstories and, like, community interaction is all very good. Yeah, but it's also, like, I feel like that's part of the game experience, too, because it is a multiplayer game, so, like, all of the stuff, like, outside of the game, that, like, adds on to the experience in a way, but...
Diablo 3 on Switch has amiibo support? Does it really? I didn't know that.
That's hilarious.
Alright, so here's my one thing with Overwatch
list.
that's problematic.
Is there a poll for this one?
Yeah, well, the poll went away. I think Overwatch got more votes.
Interesting.
The thing is, and my only thing about Overwatch, and I legitimately adore the game. Like I said, I had so much fun playing it. You and I used to play, like when Bob came out and stuff, and even before that, like I played with friends all the time and
Overwatch won 4-1.
Yeah. I think Overwatch was kind of like a one-hit wonder type thing in terms of, like, yes, people still play it, but the popularity has definitely fallen off significantly. It boomed, but they never kept up with it. Like, they didn't update it constantly. There wasn't enough going on to, the Halloween events were fun, the Christmas events were fun, but they kind of just stopped doing things with it. And the guy who was actually responsible, I forget his name, it's blanking me off the top of my head.
It was Jeff Kaplan.
Jeff Kaplan even said as much, like, part of the reason he let, like, there was just no...
That was so far into its life, though, because, like I said, 2016, they only stopped in the past, like, year or so because they were prepping to move things to Overwatch 2, but it had multiple years of a lot of content, and they never fell prey to, like, they are now for Overwatch 2 just because it's the best way they can make money, but they'll have a pass and stuff now, but, like, the loot box system was amazing. Like, I still put money into the game because I wanted to, but, like, they gave you so many opportunities to get, like, loot boxes and stuff for them, which is just, like, their cosmetics and stuff. None of it was pay to win or anything. But yeah, they had, like, pretty fun events for, like, the holidays, and, like, they always had something to, like, look forward to if you were, like, actively playing Overwatch.
Makes sense. Okay.
Papa Jeff did leave. Yeah, Lalo said Papa Jeff left, and I'm very sad about it. Overwatch 2 is not going to be good without Papa Jeff.
Well, it's also just not a game.
It'll probably be fine.
It's barely even a new game. They're charging full price for pseudo story mode and just Overwatch 1 if you have it. Like, that's a little problem.
Story mode I am excited for.
Me too, but I don't think it's going to be all that. Like, I don't even need... give me a story mode that just gives me more of the lore, but what I think it's going to be is just, like, missions with... Like, I want just, like, a full-fledged story, but I don't think that's going to be what we get. I would be very surprised. I will be the first one to come on here and be like, I was wrong, but I do not think that's what we're going to get. And
there is a story, and I think that we are going to be playing through part of it. I forget where they've shown the trailer for, if it was, like, before or after events of Overwatch that we knew, but... Because they do have a lot of interesting things they can dive into, but... I still think is Overwatch. I mean, the poll also had Overwatch.
Yeah, but... I'm going to give it to you begrudgingly because we were tied, and I think that Overwatch 2 is going to be free to play for the multiplayer, not for the campaign / whatever it is.
Yeah, so they're not actually charging that much. They're not charging money for their game as it is. Like pretty much Overwatch 1 at that point is pretty much free because it's the same game. They just changed the team balances, but
right, which is fine. And again, I don't play the game anymore, but I put tons of hours into it. I just felt like it fell off in terms of like even if I maybe last year or the year before, some of my friends and I we went back on and tried to get back into it again, and then just sort of got stagnant real quick because it's just sort of that progression system. We can give it to Overwatch. I would lean Diablo, but I think we're gonna go. We'll go the direction of Overwatch because, we conceded on Doom, and I got that one. I'm gonna give you Overwatch here. I'm a little bit on the fence. I think Diablo deserves it, but that's the beauty of these things is it's a back and forth. Assassin's Creed 75, Black Flag, and Minecraft.
75.
Minecraft. Now, first of all, 75. I just want to throw this out there. I know you've played some Assassin's Creed games, so I'll let you take it.
This is a really terrible matchup. I'm sad about it.
I don't even. Is Black Flag notoriously better than all the other Assassin's Creed games or something?
Yeah.
Because I feel like every Assassin's Creed game is just sort of
Is
Minecraft.
this a joke?
Is what a joke.
Taters. Is this a joke? This is randomized. We're not making this up.
Legitimately random. We did not make this was completely RNG. And
this is a list of the top best games of all time, probably on their Metacritic. We took the 64
best games of all time and we randomized them into different matchups. We did not pick these. So this is Minecraft, right? Minecraft.
It is Minecraft.
It is absolutely Minecraft.
Yeah.
You don't even really know much about Black Flag. I like pirates. Pirates are cool.
It was it's. Maybe not now. Odyssey was also really good, but for different reasons, I think. Black Flag was... most people, at least as far as I know, hold Black Flag as, the better of the Assassin's Creed games, but I also haven't played the newest one, Valhalla, which I don't think people like Valhalla as much as Odyssey, which was, their Greek mythology one. No, it's definitely Minecraft.
Minecraft is massive. I mean, it's the same... It's not... I don't really care for it too much anymore. I just don't personally find it fun to play. But I have played it in the past, and I know. And there's also a lot more. It's a whole story mode now or something. Give me a game where the axolotl is the main character, like Stray, but you play as an axolotl.
But there's different colored axolotls, and you can name them.
You can name. I could do that on Google.
And you can have baby axolotls.
Okay, so the appeal of Minecraft is you can make your axolotls fuck. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
To be a little bit. That's the selling. I'm gonna download it now. Is Minecraft free now?
No.
Which makes sense. No, it's Minecraft. This one's not even. It's Minecraft. Again, some of these games, I feel like I could have given you a game, or you could have given me a game, or vice versa, that was more deserving than Black Flag of being in that top 64 list. How much of it was recency bias when they comprised this, and that's sort of the trial and error that comes with using a predisposed list.
It wasn't though. Assassin's Creed, like I said, is the best Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, other than
and not just when it came out, because it's an older game now.
The mobile.
And they did this poll last year, but
fair. All right, we're going with this is the last matchup. We're gonna take a 5-minute break after this. We're not gonna stop the stream. I'm just gonna put up a break screen for a second, so grab some water and update the graphics to do the second bracket. But Journey and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, I didn't realize how bad that cropped. That is Pro Skater 2, not 9. So yeah. Journey is apparently really fun and also on Game Pass. It is the other game, as I mentioned, that I have not played. Want to. Apparently it's only an hour. And I think you mostly just go on a journey.
You go on a journey.
That's from what I understand anyway.
But have you heard what made Journey so special and why people loved it so much though?
I think you could make axolotls have babies or something. Is that a fair assessment? Oh.
I don't know if Stranded Snake's still in the chat, but he's explained it to me as it was an online game that people didn't know online. So when you're playing Journey, you come across other people.
Oh really?
And nobody, no, it wasn't branded as a game like that. And I think it was revealed afterwards that those were real players, and you were interacting with real people, but nobody knew at the time when the game came out.
Okay, interesting.
It was a one-time experience for people.
Which is okay.
As Wallow says, literally one-time experience.
Yeah, I want to play it. This
or unless he's talking about Journey.
This feels to me like Tony Hawk, right? Pro Skater 2 is just.
I don't know though. Like I said, Journey was a huge deal when it happened. I don't know how good the game is now, knowing what it is, but.
Yeah. But Tony Hawk defined a generation, in my opinion. And not only that, the poll is 6-0 on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
Again, I'm not shitting on Journey. I
haven't played either, so I'm
You've
sure
never
it's
played Pro Skater? You didn't even play the remaster that came out a couple years?
I don't know, no, because I'd have to look. I still have all my PS2 games. I'll have to look which one we had. We definitely had one of them. I don't know which one. We had something. Was there one on PS2?
Yeah. No, Pro Skater 2 was PS1, I think.
So maybe I had it on PS1. I don't know.
Travis said it's magical.
Yeah, I'm good with Tony Hawk.
Yeah, it kind of has to be. Okay, so Tony Hawk wins this one here, which means we've gotten all of our winners, which means I now need to briefly go through and update these matchups, which will not take long, but super appreciate everyone that's been watching. Give us like a 5-minute break and hang tight, and we will be back, and we're going to go ahead and go through the next round of this bracket. Sorry, thanks for hanging with us there, guys. We had to, delete the stuff that didn't need to be there and tweak all of that. So thanks for hanging out. A couple of comments while we were gone. Metal Gear, talking about Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, I didn't see that was you. God of War. Metal Gear Solid is one I heard really good things about.
People's favorite games of all time. I think Trav said it was Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, which great games. Love those games.
I don't really honestly have no idea what that actually like.
Objection. Just kidding. That's just what they do in the game.
Yeah,
it's very cool. It's like a very good like lawyer simulator, detective, I should say.
Okay, I've seen it, and I've seen like the graphics and stuff. I actually am.
I think since we've talked about some of these, maybe we should go a little bit quicker just so we can finish.
Yeah, there's really we're getting pretty close, so let's we'll wrap this up and
Mario Kart.
All right, Mario Kart World of Warcraft. We are doing the semifinals here. I'm leaning Mario Kart. Yep, that's my personal opinion. No disrespect to WoW, Mario Kart's gonna win this one.
Yeah, it's just personal bias for both of us, but also I feel like Mario Kart deserves to win anyway.
It's just a better game. Mario Kart should be in the top because it's quite literally, in my opinion, the best the best kart racer game ever made, meaning it's in the top of its genre, and WoW is significant, but not that. Okay, next up, 7 versus The Witcher. This is tricky.
I'm so sorry.
This is tricky.
I'm so sorry, but it's The Witcher.
I think it is too. I think The Witcher has to.
I know. Golden. That was not going to be English. Whatever came out. 007 was not going to be. I don't know. I don't think it. It's definitely The Witcher. Like, I don't know how important Goldeneye is to people.
Stranded Sake said flash round, no poll till final 4. I think we're gonna do a poll for the final 8. We're gonna go through these 16 pretty quick, and then we'll do a final 8 poll, and we can wrap it up. With a pretty little bow. So Witcher, is that what we're going with here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Witcher 2.
Yeah, because we're just doing one side of this bracket for now.
Yeah, we have a second half of this bracket, at which point we're gonna get this up to. Yeah, we're not doing the other side of this. We're gonna do it next time. We'll announce a date for the next thing when we figure that out with our schedules, I guess. We're definitely gonna do this weekly, but like definitely weekly, like 100%. So like subscribe to Twitch if you're not subbed, or at least follow, and you can check out my YouTube as well. It's linked here, Loveshack YT. I'll put the actual like live videos on YouTube. We're gonna do the podcast shit and all that stuff. But yeah, every week, without a doubt. Maybe more than once a week in certain circumstances, who knows? But definitely every week. Okay. Next, we've got Knights of the Old Republic versus Skyrim.
Imagine a world where I played Knights of the Old Republic.
You might like this. You might come back to this, and you in the future is gonna be like, "Oh my god, this is unbelievable."
I wish that I played Knights of the Old Republic when it was like a thing. I wish.
You didn't.
But it's Skyrim.
It's Skyrim. It has to be Skyrim, unfortunately. I think they're gonna make another port.
There was a strong chance though that remake was gonna get quite high on my list, but guess we'll never know since that's shelved.
Right. Well, we'll see what happens, but I'm sure it'll come out at some point. All right, Skyrim's winning that one. We're gonna move pretty briskly through this. League of Legends versus Fortnite.
Ooh, that's a battle of the masses.
League of Legends does not have a cuddle team leader, so I don't know.
That's like the one pop from Fortnite I have.
I kind of felt like I remembered you having a thing for cuddle team leader. I
bought it and I painted it blue because I had the like 4th of July version of the cuddle team leader skin, but right. I still lean Fortnite, but that's only from like personal bias, not because I think that Fortnite's actually better than League, because I haven't played League and I'm just not into those type of games.
I'm going League here.
Ooh.
Fortnite's great, but it just doesn't have the significance that League would do.
What do?
Just, I mean, League is just, it's got more staying power. It's been around for years. It will continue to be around for years. Fortnite has not proven that. And when we're talking about, like, best of all time, there's more factors to consider than just... Because you mentioned earlier with Overwatch, right? Like, one of the things you said was, like, things that go on in the community outside the game and all of that. Like, League has a toxic community to an extent, but, like, there are also, like, it's a massive esports presence. There's massive, like, there's all these spin-offs, all these branches, like, so much going on. Like, I feel like, in a way, League has had such a huge impact globally. Whereas, like... Yeah. You know, your Fortnite skin made you cooler in 7th grade for sure, but, like, you know, I don't know.
Out when in 7th grade. Not
you specifically.
For just children.
Like, yeah, exactly. Kids were getting bullied because of they didn't have cool Fortnite skins, all right?
Survival of the fittest, all right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know how I've made it through.
I don't know. People in the chat said Fortnite still. Like I said, I lean Fortnite just because I haven't played League.
I got 2 League and 2 Fortnite in here. No, wait, the Boonicorn changed. Fortnite is successful across ages and skill levels.
This is true.
Yes, I guess that is technically fair.
I think Fortnite's, like, more... Obviously, it's more accessible, too. Like, League, very overwhelming to me.
Well, League is also...
I figure it out, but it's very intimidating, very overwhelming.
Bullying makes us stronger. I mean, true,
it
guess.
does.
Yeah, no, that's what you should do. When the kids were born, if they were weak in Rome, they'd just kick them off a cliff, and if they climb back up, that's kind of like, you know... League has more of a niche following. Maybe nowadays, yes, but let's not forget League was once the biggest game in the world and had, like, 50 million players or more, maybe. I don't know, might have been more. Like, League was huge. But I guess that's true. Fortnite does have that more of a widespread. It's just the fact that Fortnite's even getting into the top 16 is just doesn't feel right. Because, like, as good as it is, it hasn't been around that long. It hasn't proven staying power, you know? Yeah, no, it's definitely not winning. I can tell you that 100%. But neither one of these would be the number 1 game. I can tell you that. What are we thinking here?
Metacritic does have Fortnite a little bit higher. I went off the PC reviews.
Okay.
League, but
we can go with that because I think one of these games is going to get eliminated very shortly anyway, probably. So we'll go with Fortnite. I think League deserves an honor. Like, League is not my game. You know, it's not for me.
League can be your honorable mention. We'll have an honorable mention at the end.
Fortnite? All right. So that is good to go. And we're going to move on to the next one. And we're going to finish rocketing through this. Ocarina of Snooze.
Your favorite game?
God of War.
Oh, thank God it's this matchup, though, because it makes it so much easier for us.
It's God of War. Sorry, guys.
I do want to try it. That's on Nintendo Switch, just so I want to see how boring you say it is.
No, listen, I told you this.
Not timeless.
I told you this. You're gonna play it, and my dramatization of how much I hate it is you're gonna be like, wow, it's nowhere near as bad as you said it is. I get that. I do. I get it's not like an unplayable. Well, actually, it's kind of physically unplayable and absolute garbage. But it's not an unplayable game or anything. I love it. No disrespect, but, like, it's bad. And in my opinion, and God of War is the winner here, right? Like, are we
God
on
of War
this train? Like, we're gonna talk to everyone else. God of War. Okay, great. And next, Borderlands 2, GTA San Andreas. We were both pretty high on this.
This is, like, strictly, like, personal opinion. It would be Borderlands 2.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm in that boat too.
If it was GTA 3, then I'd have to think about it more, but it's not. So
yeah,
it's
GTA 3 has no... I love GTA 3, but it doesn't have a... I mean, it's just not... like, if we were just being... I remember, like, nostalgically speaking, yeah, absolutely. You know, I love... But, yeah, it's
Borderlands.
Okay. Borderlands. And I think we got one more in this round, and we're going to just do a quick edit for the last one. I'm not even going to take another break. Doom versus Overwatch.
Overwatch.
This has to be Doom. Like, this
has to be.
No, it literally has to be Doom, right? Because Doom...
Chapman says... Oh, that was the last one, Borderlands.
Borderlands 2.
Okay, Boonicorn says Overwatch.
It has to be Doom. Doom was the most significant... Overwatch wouldn't exist with... I don't know Overwatch, personally. It's Doom. Overwatch wouldn't exist without Doom. Like, it wouldn't be...
I mean, aren't they owned by the same company? Isn't that also Blizzard or no? Am I thinking of
No, wait,
Diablo?
no, Doom wasn't Blizzard. I don't know who originally made Doom.
Okay, yeah.
From
No, Diablo is Blizzard. That's what I was thinking
let's
of.
see, Doom 64. I actually forget
Doom,
off the top
Doom.
of my
We
head.
got two
Midway.
Overwatch,
It
two
was
Doom.
Midway, and we have two Doom. It's Doom though. Like, but like I love Overwatch, but Doom paved the way for literally all of it. And Doom Overwatch wouldn't exist.
Yeah, but you
without
said this is specifically Doom 64.
I think so. Yeah, it's always Doom 64. I'd like to point
But
out.
this isn't like the art for Doom 64.
Because there was no. I couldn't find an art that I made all the arts exactly the same size.
Yeah,
so
but
they would
their bracket would have said like Doom 64 on it. It wouldn't have just said Doom.
That's what I thought, personally. But I genuinely don't know. It did not specify. So.
No, it just said Doom?
Literally just said Doom. It didn't say Doom 64. It didn't say Doom 2018. But it also said God of War. Wait a second. I can actually solve this for you right now. Hold on. Because it's actually showing. It shows the system. So let's see. Wait, no, it doesn't. I lied to you.
It literally just says Doom. That's crazy.
Doom beat Inside.
Doom as a franchise.
Yeah, and then in which case it's Doom, 100%. Like I think.
Oh, I guess there was. No, there was a game just called Doom. It was the first one, 1993.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The original Doom. It doesn't get the trophy just because it came from. Well, so Boonicorn, I used the graphic for Doom on the Switch or PS4, whatever, because I couldn't get a good render of the N64 graphic that would look like it fit with everything else. But there was no picture, so I don't know. I think it's Doom. Doom, because if we're looking at Ocarina and we gave Ocarina the win over Chrono Trigger because it's, it for what it was at its time and everything else, Doom was substantially larger than Overwatch ever
I still
was.
think if you had a room of people though and asked them what game they've played, they're gonna say Overwatch over Doom.
Yeah, because half the people who probably played Doom are older,
ancient.
Not ancient. Well, actually, no. Doom came out way before me. I was born in '93, and I'm pretty sure Doom came out.
There's no way a game from '93 is better than Overwatch.
No, but the question is all time.
Unicorn says you can choose what you want, but I think Overwatch is the correct answer. I don't think either will win top two. No, yeah, neither are gonna. I don't think either are gonna win top two either.
I feel like
I know what I want to be top two in this side. I know I'm gonna have to fight you for it, but
listen, I feel like
you can have Doom if you want, just because I got Fortnite.
Yep, I
still think it's Overwatch.
I feel like we gotta give it to you. I conceded to you on the other one. I think this needs to be Doom. Because otherwise, there's gonna be some alternate reality timeline that we create with this action that just causes chaos. It has to be Doom. Sorry, guys. It just does. Doom paved the way for literally everything else. And if it's best games of all time, it's not best game of 2022, you know?
You have to go replay 1993 Doom and tell me how terrible it is.
I remember playing Doom before I had the internet. How? Dial up? What did you... Well, maybe N64, probably, right? N64 didn't have internet. All right. All right, so that brings us back... Yeah, I messed up that last graphic. All right, I am not going to cut the stream. I'm just going to... make these invisible for a second and fix the games for the semifinal rounds here. So we can just talk for a second here while I finish this up. This is going to be the end of it for today. Well, pretty much.
Yeah, eventually my blank wall will have art on it. It's just so empty right now.
We went Fortnite, right?
What's on that wall?
No, I don't like these matchups either.
It doesn't matter. We all know what the last two are gonna be, but I'm not gonna say what they are.
I messed up with the graphic, unfortunately. We missed one matchup, which was, I don't know how that happened, but it was Minecraft versus Tony Hawk Pro Skater. And I don't know where the graphics got lost in translation there, but which we're gonna give it to Minecraft, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So people are gonna be if people are listening to this
very upset with that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna give it Minecraft. Okay. So I can set this up real quick here. Let's hide that off the screen. And hopefully, I have a green screen, actually, like a stand-up one that I want to set up, but I just haven't done it yet.
My room's green. Does that count?
That kinda, although it looks white. Well, no, I guess it's actually...
It does look it's very whitewashed with this camera.
Okay. So we need 1, 2... Wait a second, I'm dumb. I don't agree with that.
Roy, what you said... Yes.
2.
Don't read his message.
3, 4. Okay. That's 4. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Thanks for bearing with us. Live edits done cheap here. I honestly didn't realize, and this is totally on me, that we were gonna. For some reason my brain was like, oh, we're not gonna finish this whole bracket, which makes no sense. Like we absolutely should finish the bracket on this side, and so I didn't like render everything in preparation of that. So that's why this is being done live for anyone that's like, wow, you suck. But all right, that's one half, and the other half is right here. What are people salty about? Are people salty that we picked Minecraft over Tony Hawk?
No, Boonicorn
Okay.
voted Minecraft because
I was gonna say,
she
like,
was listening.
it's just unfortunately true. Like, it's not a knock on Tony Hawk. Like, realistically, none of these games are bad except Ocarina of Time,
No.
right? Like, they're all sort of like
You can't keep saying that.
I can. That's the freedom of like being a co-host of the
Um,
show. I can put real valid.
I'm gonna make Ocarina of Time my whole personality for the next year and just love it.
Nicole just texted me off screen and said, "I agree with you. Ocarina's terrible."
I did not. No.
All right. That's a true text that came through. All right.
Ooh.
Semifinals or quarterfinals or whatever of this side. We got Mario Kart 8 versus The Witcher. We can do a poll for this because this is it.
They're
We're
gonna
wrapping this up
stress
here.
me out.
These are going to be it. Our final four. We are not going to decide. I think maybe we leave.
I thought we were going to the final two.
Do you want to go to the final two on this one?
Yeah, because the final two and then be final two and then we.
That makes sense. Yeah, they can do this. Okay. All right. So that's how the axolotls get made in Minecraft.
Yeah. It
all
is.
right. So Mario Kart 8 versus The Witcher. This is actually tough, but I adore Mario Kart 8, and I just think it deserves to be in the conversation. It won't win, I don't think, although we really haven't even touched on the other side of this graph, right? There's other stuff that like may well come in handy. Witcher is great, but it's not Mario Kart 8. Like,
yeah. Said, I'm still shook this is considered the top Mario Kart. I just think it's the one. I mean, it's riding off of Mario Kart 8 in general, but it's just the one that's in more people's hands. If anything, this was like bundled with literally every single Switch that we sold. So, it's the easiest game to recommend to a family buying Mario Kart. So I just feel like the outreach that it got, on top of it being just a very good and polished game, that gets its recognition.
Genuinely, my favorite GameCube game of all time. I adore Double Dash. It's one of the few GameCube games I own physically. I wish I owned more, but they're wicked expensive. Double Dash does not hold a candle to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It is the most fun, in my opinion, by far, and I remember it's super nostalgic, and it still holds up well, but come on. And also, Mario Kart 64 is literally the worst aged game that I could think of on N64, except for Ocarina of Time, which just is bad. It's just not. It's not close. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe took everything that made Mario Kart 8 great, like put a little bit of fancy bow on it, added like Splatoon characters in that now or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And just made it great. It has to be Mario Kart here. And
it's definitely definitely a tough one.
No,
Mario Kart.
We're dealing with like top 8 here. Like, it's all of these games deserve to be in that mix. And then obviously, like, this isn't like this is our opinion at the end of the day. So no, I love 64-bit games. I actually want to get an N64. Ours broke. I think the pins stopped working or something. There are so many games on N64 that are amazing, that are wicked fun to play, that still hold up really well in my opinion. Like Turok on N64 is awesome. Super Mario 64 is still one of the best Super Mario experiences that there is. Like, there are so many amazing Donkey Kong Country. Like, there are so many good N64 games.
Oh, I need Donkey Kong 64 ported to Switch like, so bad.
Well, I mean, and it seems like they don't want to make a new one for some reason. So I love N64. It's a great console. It's not like the best, but like I grew up with it. It was fun. GameCube is my favorite system of all time. But like, come on, like, I'm not hating on all 64-bit games at all. They're mostly good or fine. But like, then there's Ocarina. So all right, Mario Kart.
Neither of these games are 64.
No, but it's because I criticized Mario Kart 64 after criticizing Ocarina. That's why that criticism came in. Skyrim versus Fortnite. This is Nicole's internal struggle.
Fortnite, the day Fortnite crumbles into
really, because I would argue
that
Fortnite has bridged the age gap between kids and adults and allowed such a wide variety of what did you say, like, play? I don't know, man. I mean, Fortnite is there were a lot of good arguments for Fortnite that you made earlier that I feel like
yeah, there was a lot, and I could make even more for Skyrim. I mean,
Banjo-Kazooie is an awesome game too. Yeah, all right, it's Skyrim, but like,
It
I
is
just think it's funny.
Skyrim.
It's Skyrim.
Unequivocally.
It's
Word for the day.
it's like 49-51 kind of thing, but yeah. Okay. It's Skyrim.
Skyrim.
And God of War and Borderlands 2.
Aw,
it's a
poor
painful one.
Borderlands.
Yeah, it's gotta be. I'm going God of War, but like I just like. It's God of War. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's just good. It's not. Borderlands is great, and the soundtrack is amazing. Is there a point to finish if we know Skyrim is gonna win? First of all, we haven't even touched the
That's
second.
Davey.
We haven't even. No, he's mocking you and your unrealistic obsession with Skyrim.
No, I think he agrees. Skyrim is gonna win.
I promise you, he's one of my best friends. I know for a fact that Tony's criticizing your obsession with Skyrim. But Skyrim could get up close. I mean, there's games on the other side that are. I will fight to the death for Persona 5 over Skyrim. Like, there's no way. God of War over Borderlands is good for sure.
Yes.
Skyrim is going to be ported into the top 64, probably. It's the only way it's going to get there. All right. Let's see. Doom versus...
Skyrim is overrated. You're getting timed out.
What? It is a little overrated, but it's not a bad game. Skyrim is a 10 or a 9.5, but people act like it's a 20. That's the thing.
Though.
It's not, though. It just...
It is.
Like, if I eat chocolate cream pie every day, and it's all I eat, and I'm like, man, I really like chocolate cream pie, and then a new restaurant opens, and they take the recipe of the old chocolate cream pie and bring it to the new one, and I'll be like, man, this is still really good. Doesn't mean I probably shouldn't try a different pie at some point. Like,
why? If it's not broke, you don't have to fix it. If you like the pie, just eat the pie.
Fair. We should never get a new video game because there's good games out now. All right. Doom versus Minecraft. Yeah, I agree.
Minecraft.
I don't like I'm not a huge Minecraft fan, but Minecraft is there, and that means we have. Okay, we have.
Are we down to 4?
Yeah,
or
we're
5
at the final 4. We're at the final 4.
Oh Jesus!
And I'm gonna real quickly get this scared away. We are at the final 4, and
what are your question marks for? You shouldn't eat pie with diabetes.
That's true. I don't.
Is it also your friend?
I know him. Yeah, my
I
friend
was
is
gonna
strong.
say that is quite an assumption to make.
Friend is
strong.
No. He's like one of the guardian angels of our group. He's like 36 or something. So I don't know. He's a lot older than the rest of us. So I'm kidding about that, but
just kidding.
Not really though. Okay, so Mario Kart and this is a good one. I can't
see. Put it up.
First of all, relax. I am trying to get it up here. I had to update the graphic. 1, 2, and the other side.
Minecraft did beat Doom Boonicorn.
Yeah, it did.
Of course.
It had to, because it's just the significance of Minecraft.
Yeah.
I don't think people are going to be like, hey. All right, and then on the other side, we've got...
Bless me. Steve. Yeah, in case you guys are wondering the podcast name, we tried to pick 2 of our favorite games and make a name out of them. So I was trying to use Elder Scrolls in some capacity, but it didn't really work. But Uncharted Horizons kind of already sounds like a cool thing.
It does, and it doesn't exist.
Uncharted on its own is Brayden's game, and then Horizon was mine.
Yeah, she wanted to call it Skyrim, but it just didn't sound good, so we went with a slightly different name. So that's why it's all right. Skyrim. It's not even a. Yeah, we were just gonna. The podcast was just gonna be like a port of Skyrim, just playing in the background. All right, final 4 on this side: Mario Kart 8 and Skyrim.
I'm gonna cry.
I'm going Mario Kart 8.
No.
First of all, I forget who's the guy. Who's your mod here that was in here with us? Stranded Snake. We need a poll for this. Mario Kart 8.
Don't. No, that's not fair. They're gonna pick Mario Kart.
No, I'm just curious. What do you mean Mario Kart 8? No, you're right. Wait, what do you mean Mario Kart 8 isn't even the best Mario Kart?
Okay, Mario Kart 8 isn't the best Mario Kart, but I would argue Skyrim's the best Elder Scrolls.
Well, no, because Oblivion exists. But
only if you. I told you this. Only if you've played Oblivion and the era it came out. If you try to play Oblivion now, not gonna work.
I guess that's true, but Mario Kart 8 is just better than Skyrim. If we're I don't look at it like this. If you're stuck at on a deserted island with 4 people for 24 hours, and you can do nothing but either play Skyrim or play Mario
You're gonna get
Kart.
but if that's your only source of entertainment on the island, you're gonna get so bored of Mario Kart eventually. Where Skyrim, you could literally play for like over 300 hours, and it would be different. You still have content to do, new content.
Okay, I mean, I guess.
Okay, but let me put it this way: Skyrim,
you can play
your favorite
Ocarina
game
for an hour on the island and be bored.
Yeah, but like Mario Kart, you can play it for 2 seconds. You're like, oh, I know what this game is. Like Skyrim, you could play it for 2 seconds, be like, okay, I get it. But like, there's still so much more. Like the more you play, the more reward. Mario Kart, it just is Mario Kart.
If you
and,
played Skyrim in 2011, sure, but at this point, who's picking up Skyrim and being
Me!
like, whoa!
And other people. There's a live community there, but Skyrim was my favorite game, and I never finished the main story, so like I feel like that says something.
It's different. You're clinically diagnosed with amnesia, so every time you play the game, it's a new experience. You don't remember.
No, I actually play the same character and the same story, and I don't get tired of it.
Know what's gonna happen?
Well, no, because there's still stuff I haven't done. I still stay on like the main parts.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it's still so different, and plus they added DLC. That added a lot of content to the games, and like Mario Kart's over here just re-releasing their own tracks and not doing anything new.
You're right. Not doing anything new has definitely never been applicable with Skyrim.
At least, listen, they haven't released it, but at least it's like moved with the consoles, you know? And then, like you said, mods, that adds a whole other thing to the game. It pretty much can be its own game.
I do feel that. I feel like in 2050, or like 2500, the year 2500, like when Ready Player One is the reality we all, well, not we, but like people live in, they're gonna be, oh, Skyrim's coming out to VR! It's still the same game. And your ghost is gonna be like, well, yeah, but it's new. Alright, whatever. I feel like...
Snake said... So he said Skyrim has been ported so many times because there hasn't been another game like it since. Exactly. It's just like, why are you... They obviously are going to make Elder Scrolls 6, but like the bar is going to be so high because it's going to be compared to Skyrim. And like while they're working on their other projects, people wanted to play Skyrim, so they made it accessible. And like it's not like... Just like Donkey Kong 64, an example. Like, people want to play that game, and they're not giving you a means to do it. At least they've given you a means to do it. It would be way worse if I'm like, oh, Skyrim's the best game, and it only came out on PS3 and never moved forward. But they've, like, made it so that you can play it on current-day consoles and have it still be a really good experience.
Okay. I'm not anti-Skyrim, for the record. I just think that...
I'm not anti-Mario Kart. I love Mario Kart. I want to play the new tracks this weekend because they came out. But, like, Skyrim, though... I feel like Skyrim at its time was like a very big step, though.
I feel like I'm going to give you Skyrim because we're going to spend like an hour with me explaining to you why Persona 5 Royal is just such a better game on the other side of the bracket.
Or I could just agree with Persona.
I mean, hopefully, but we're going to go Skyrim. I mean, we're looking at polls for opinions, but at this point, we're high up. We're making our choices here. I'm going to concede Skyrim for now with the annotation that I think it's going to get stabbed off later. So Skyrim
if Persona gets in the Final Four with me never playing it, at least you've played both of these. Skyrim can be in the finals.
Persona 5 Royal is my legitimate, like, it's not my favorite because Uncharted. It is the best video game I have ever played. And I have multiple close friends who are way more into games than me who say the same thing. And I know that game's good. But we'll get there. Obviously,
I told you, as soon as I play Persona, it's gonna be my entire life.
No, that's literally me. Like I love Persona. My roommate just got a tattoo of Morgana, and it's awesome. All right, Unicorn said it's past my bedtime.
We're almost there.
So we've got Skyrim, and then we've got God of War versus Minecraft. Which I should say, this is God of War, but like. This is an interesting matchup, right? Like, I don't know. Minecraft is not...
They're so different, but so good.
I mean, Minecraft, you can make axolotls fuck. And God of War, I'm pretty sure, like, no one fuck. Well, Kratos at one point, obviously. But, like, I just think that, I mean, it's just, But, no, it's gotta be... Well, that's true. But, I mean, he's been alive for, like, 1,000 years. Probably nothing he hasn't seen. He's probably...
I mean, he does have a child.
Probably played Skyrim on a tablet. Like a stone tablet. All right,
I would go Minecraft. That's because you haven't played God of War. If you played God of War,
Minecraft is revolutionary, but God of War is just an absolute amazing game, and we're really looking at like all time. Minecraft revolutionized the building genre, but like it's not. Yeah, I gotta go.
But God of War also like did its own thing where it is peak storytelling and peak gameplay and like the perfect package. Like it's not too long, it's not too short. Like it's great.
Just right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So all right. So that brings us to our conclusion. Pretty good timing actually. We're an hour and 50 here. God of War and Skyrim, begrudgingly, because I was pushing for Mario Kart. We'll move on and to our final two on the left-hand side, which we're not going to decide on that right now because
that is the only way this side could have gone.
I think I have to say, while I disagreed with some of the, and obviously that's like the beauty of this, like we weren't going to agree on everything. We agreed early on, and I had a feeling it was going to go in a different direction at some point. The beauty of it is I do think that this is likely where it would have ended up on this side one way or another, but I feel like we wronged Diablo 2, honestly. I feel like Diablo 2 got wronged here. But at least God of War made it to the finals on this side, and that's pretty good for that. So we're going to pick up, our next show is going to be the other half of the bracket, and then we'll probably finish the whole thing at that point. Or maybe not. I mean, it depends on where we're at and whether or not we want to drag it into a third. Or maybe like a mini show or something in between. But thanks so much to everyone who watched.
Thank you guys for watching, and a few of you subbed too, which we super appreciate.
Awesome. And like next time, I'll give away a sub or two. Like I'll sponsor a sub. We get more people watching. You guys, like, if you enjoy this and there's other conversations and topics, like this is just sort of like ultimately, like, the one thing I know people are gonna say is like it's the best. You know, this list and this bracket and everything else could definitely change. It's definitely not like we didn't like sit down and like fine-tooth comb this. We were like, this is a bracket, we're gonna use this and we're gonna make it work. And so there's a lot of other stuff we're gonna talk about, like, you know, Star Wars at some point, like why episode 8 sucks, and like all these other different topics that we can go back and forth on. And this was really cool and fun to do, and like people interacting was awesome. So like definitely like subscribe to the channel or like the channel, follow at least, you know. We finally got her to turn off ads, so and
I don't think I did, but I need to make sure that they're off because I find them really annoying. But yeah, the video is going to be posted on his YouTube too, so if you use YouTube, go over there.
We don't have a Discord for the podcast yet. I am going to set up a Twitter for the podcast. Definitely follow both of us on Twitter. I should probably put that in the I mean, probably a lot of people who came here either followed you or me one way or another. I'm going to create a Twitter for the podcast so we can tweet out, like, links once they're posted on, like, Spotify and stuff so people want to, like, listen. And obviously, like, down the road, like, if we get lucky enough to, like, get some traction with this, like, it'd be really cool to be able to have that. But maybe a Discord could be something we set up. I don't know. I've never actually built a Discord, so I don't know what goes into it entirely. But
I'm sure we can figure it out.
This was fun. And the beauty of it is the fact that it's very much, like, it's not straightforward. And people interacting is awesome. So next week or some point within the next 7 days, we'll decide on a date before that, and we will announce it on Twitter. So make sure you're following at Ellison_712. My Twitter is exactly the same. It's just there's no Twitter symbol there. And we'll tweet it out with the details for the second part of this, and hopefully you guys can pop back in, and maybe we'll get some more people too.
Thanks for the sub, Stranded Snake. You just did that while we were talking about it.
I didn't even see the notice go through. Thank you for the sub.
I usually miss them, so I try to check.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point, and everyone was great, and hopefully I didn't offend anyone with my Ocarina takes. I do wish the thoughts and prayers to any of you playing it currently. I do, you know, someone somewhere appreciates your sacrifice, so we'll update more. Definitely follow and stay tuned for part 2 of this, where we won't have to listen to Skyrim talk because it's separate 32 games. All right, see you later, guys. Thanks so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.